Hello, and welcome. My name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that. This is a What's Sold video. Let's see. I believe it's 22. Yes, it's 22 for $628. And these are going to be sales that should have gone out Saturday all the way up to right now. So I didn't do a Saturday video then. So this one isn't too long. I got a phone call from So I went to an estate sale that the guy Dustin up at Miscellaneous Barn told me about last summer. And that's where I got like an older phone book, telephone directory. And someone up here at the Lake County Historical Society bought it. And another garage sale that I stopped at after I left that estate sale, I got another book. It's a religious book. I think it's a religious book. I still have it. I just relisted it the other day, and it has like a bigger map. So things that have older maps can sit, but some of them can do very well because they're an older map. They're a snapshot in time of what that map was. I mean, maps from the 1980s, maybe not so much, but 50s, 40s, 30s, 1800s, a lot of that stuff, yes. So she called me, and I was completely baffled on this. Well, you stopped at a yard sale, and it's snowing outside. I mean, very, very faint snow, but it is snowing. I mean, it's... So she called me, and she's like, I was at a yard sale in Thompson. I was like, I don't go to Thompson. But anyhow, we eventually figured out that that's what it was. And she has some stuff for me to look at, some media stuff and some other things. So when I'm done here, I have to leave here at about 12:30 to be there at about 1. So it's 8:40 right now. So by the time I get the stuff packaged, I'll have plenty of time. And the best way I had to manage that is to get the stuff now. D8, Partying 101. Partying 101, Biodome, Back to School, PCU. These generally sell quick, and they generally do well. New, they're like 40, 50 bucks. Used, they're 20 to 25. This one is 21. C33. Powerpuff Girls. This one I've had for a while. Powerpuff Girls. 14. So if you're new here, when I name a price, I round up or round down. So that was $13.92. The other one was $21.16, so I said 21. And I do free shipping on everything except auctions, but I don't do a lot of auctions. Got to get at least 2 books. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So a couple really good books, actually. That's why I eyeball them. That's why I find them. So we have this. I Am Not Spock. Leonard Nimoy. He passed not too long. It's been several years now. So this is a first Ballantyne books, May 1977. First one was 75, but this is the first Ballantyne. First printing of it. All right. 44 bucks for this paperback, size of my hand. So it doesn't really matter if it's paperback, it's subject matter. This thing I've had for a little while. This is an old Estimator's Piping Man Hour Manual. So I am not sure about all this jargon in here. Number 7, universal 180 degrees, 7 to 7.5, 91 to 179. Size installation, I'm going to guess. It gives you what the man hours should be, roughly. So unless this could just be nostalgia purpose, because this is a fairly dated book, 1979. All right, let's get to the next DVD, D22. 16 and pregnant. Sealed, 29. So I find these every once in a while, and usually they sell pretty quick. These have been selling kind of slowly, but 28. C26. Of course, it's going to be right there. Jose. Jose. 25. This next one is a good point. It should be right down here on the bottom. Yep. It's a good point to where if you're getting your CDs, some of them is like, it may feel light and it may actually have a CD in it, but a lot of times it's kind of like the distribution of the weight. You could tell that there's nothing in there. This is one of those cases, literally, case, double entendre. So this is a replacement case. What I pay for it, 50 cents, $1, I don't remember. But this is a replacement case of Alter Bridge 3. Right, so it's in the listing that it's the replacement artwork and coming in it's being shipped in a broken case. So it doesn't matter if it's a good case or not. They're getting the replacement artwork. But $14. Schubert, not Sherbert. Sherbert's an ice cream, or sherbet, depending where you're from. C48. Bravo. Schubert. Symphony number 8 and 9. Sealed. Symphony 8 and 9. Some more classical. This wasn't really a whole lot, but if you scan it and you look it up, and if it's within your price range, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and it's Cleveland Orchestra as well. Yeah, $12. C50. Kendrick Lamar, GNX, the Grand National Extreme. I don't know if that's what the X stands for. The Grand National. Boy, those cars, and the GMC Typhoon, and the Cyclone. Yeah, those were for a V6, and what that Grand National was. It would keep up with the Porsches and a lot of those other cars of the 80s there. It was a matter of fact, I think like a lot of the work was done by extra mechanic for the GNX at least, was done by McLaren. While the suspension and some of the minor engine and transmission tuning was done by McLaren. So yeah, it's a monster car for a V6. But $15. So Ramsey, if you're listening to this, yeah, that's the kind of car stuff that I grew up kind of absorbing because my dad has been in the automotive field since like 1970. So I grew up learning a little bit about the muscle cars. My dad had a 69. I may be wrong, but I believe it was a 69 Charger RT. My mom or dad, if any of them are listening, they put it in correctly, and then they started a family, and then he traded that in for a Ford Fairlane station wagon. The family thing to do. Don't want to be hot rodding around in a 69 Dodge Charger with, a couple bumpkins in there, a couple tow heads. Unlocking the Hidden History of DNA DVD D34. History of the DNA 14. Sunshine Hotel. Yeah, okay, so that one did so. I was putting the CDs away, and I didn't see this one on the tablet. So I was like, well, it probably sold. It did. 15. All right, this wee little book we could see is, I have to size my finger. It's smaller than this cell phone. And I don't know what kind this one is. But it's smaller than the cell phone, right? So I'm showing all this like it's $1 million book. It's not, but it's still just a small religious book that I probably paid 50 cents for, maybe. 18 bucks. A pair of Ray-Ban frames. That's actually in a box I can easily add. So those are Ray-Ban sunglasses. These are going to be regular frames. These might be them. I just have to read the numbers. 2113 Wayfarer 901. 2113 Wayfarer 901. All right. These Wayfarer frames, they are out. The temples are out. The hinges are out a little more. It is in the picture. It is in the listing. I do have it described like that. I actually have the measurement from there to there. But these, 70 bucks. So that's kind of why I buy frames and sunglasses. They've been on a very, very slow pace of sales of them. Selling all the same, though. D25. Abortion rock music. Oh, okay, I remember that one. D25. Let's see. Okay. For this DVD, 17. Yeah, I think I have 2 cassettes. No, just the one. One cassette, T2. Should have said, I don't think you guys will be able to hear it. My cat scratching at the door. Should have been like, cat scratch fever. Ted Nugent. 16. CD, Bobby Womack. Womack. Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack. 25. Okay, this Color Revival book. 25. Say it like I'm confirming with myself. Yeah, it's 25. Just another one of those that was priced at that right point for it. The Performance Boat Bible. 33. All right, so this is one. There might be one other in Terapeak that is sold. Well, if we're being Terapeak, that's why. Or maybe 2. And they didn't really go from a whole, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 bucks, whatever it was. I don't remember exactly. But it is a very, very niche topic. For performance boats, it's a Bible. It's going to be very detailed about a lot of things you could do for a performance boat, different hull configurations. And all these different halls have different variations on why they have that. Like this is going to be more like a rowboat type here, which you can use on very, very calm lakes. And you get into the different types of V bottoms with these little ridges right here, which you're going to want like on Lake Erie up here. Because as the water splashes, those little ridges hit the splash or hit that wave, and it breaks that wave as opposed to using all that wave movement onto the actual side of the hull and pushing the boat to where it becomes more unstable. And then you have it happening on the other side. So anyhow, $33. So I decided to price it up there because there's none others that are out there, and somebody's going to want it. It's going to be like, well, I can't find it anywhere. I better pay that $33 or whichever. That's how I price. Sometimes that's how I price stuff with that logic. If I have it and if I'm not seeing it anywhere else, then it's definitely a topic enough someone will pay a few extra bucks for. And someone who has a performance boat, I'll bet you they don't really care too much about that $33. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby-Scooby-Doo, where are you? Here we all out to find you. Scooby-Scooby-Doo. Yeah, Scooby, where are you? Scooby-Doo. Those pesky kids are at it again. Scooby-Doo, Scary Stone Dragon. Game 15. So a little FYI. Where I saw it and I felt the need to comment on a Facebook post. So whatever, it was another one of those random reseller pages that I really don't follow, that I don't. And it was about video games, and someone's like, well, I can't find any video games because all you resellers get them all. I was like, no. I mean, I love that. I love it. I used to love it when people are like, you resellers are the ones that are ruining it for us people. It's like, go to another thrift store. Is that the only thrift store? You resellers are ruining the clothing market, taking all the good stuff. And it's like, I bet you that every single reseller that goes in, no matter what category they're in, they're going to leave stuff, not, even good stuff, because that's the things that they don't want to deal with. You know, I may leave a lot of good, otherwise good books, good topic, good title. It's just not what my eye is catching. And then an Amazon bookseller with a scanner comes by and picks up an $80 textbook. I don't deal with 12-pound books, right? So that's something I'm not going to deal with. All those little things. But either way, so the comment was, and then I commented, and I was like, well, what about computer games? I'm like, who the fuck buys computer games? A lot of people buy computer games. A lot of people buy computer games. They are on such limited production of computer games. They were made for that little bit because at the time when a lot of these games were made, way more people had consoles at home than they had computers. Let's see. Does this have a year? $2003. So we're at P. No, that's going to be a little bit past that. 2003. You might just start. It's probably still. That's probably quad core or core duos at that point. And I'm not getting any ideas about the computers. It's not even on there. But all that stuff. There are way more consoles out there than there were computers in people's homes. And it's probably the same thing that's still today. So there's going to be fewer of them. Yes, it's a very, very specialized, narrowed down. You have to have a computer in order to play them. But people want to relive that, because they had a Core 2 Duo 2.2, whichever. And they rebuilt it, or they built one up, just like people build stereos, just like this big bright cardinal just flew across the window. Well, outside, past the window. And but anyhow, there's all that. So I mentioned computer games. Like people aren't buying computer. Oh yeah, go find some big box games. I'll bet you there's some big box PC games out there that are more expensive than some of the most expensive video console games that are out there. I'll bet. As soon as I said that, the train was like, bet. Yeah, bet. I can't name off a whole lot of them, but I can't name off any of them. But there are some big box games, some original PC games that will dwarf some of the most expensive console games. Okay, I guess that just kind of goes with. I don't know, I'm not going to go into that one. D20. Energy. This is an interesting one, too. All right, the Mahabharata. Sounds about right. All right, so this is actually a PAL Region 2 of this stage performance, or maybe it's an actual movie. It looks more like a stage performance. Might be. And I believe it's Netherlands. It's going to most likely be in Dutch. Most likely. So I scanned, nothing came up. I typed it up and started. I forget exactly how I noted it down, but I chose to buy it, and it sold for $57 for this DVD. So be a little more diligent in some of the things. Oh, it doesn't come up. Nope, it's trash. Doesn't come up. Why? Well, it's definitely interesting. And that goes right along. It's like there's going to be way less PAL printings of a lot of stuff than there will be of a lot of stuff. I'm not saying that every single movie out there, NTSC has more printing. I'm not saying that, but there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be fewer things of foreign region codes than there are of US, of NTSC or Region 0. Well, NTSC, US is Region 1. If a DVD can play in all DVD players, no matter which region it is, it's Region 0. And then Region 2 is PAL, then it goes into other different regions. So be diligent in your thinking. If you have a minor speck of apprehension, look it up. And then if it's 50 cents, be like, well, I'll bring it home and just do some more research and list it, see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Michigan Gold and Silver. Daniel Fountain. Maybe this guy's been watching my micro scrapping. And so it's interesting. Just look. Hey, hold on. The guy there looks like John Travolta. So, 16. And then the winner is another small paperback. The size of my hand, right? 6-pointed star. I don't remember exactly where I got this. It's probably 50 cents, less than $1. I don't have to keep telling the stories about that all the time. But this, $64. And you'd be surprised on how many people came in, $20. That will never sell for $30. You're ripping people off. I'm like, wow, this is actually a book. It's a religious-based book. And boy, you guys coming at me with attitudes. All right. And you look, it's highlighted. And it has underlines. And I have pictures in there and I have it written. It's underlines and stuff. $64. All right. So that is 22 for 600 purchase price. So that is just shy under $30 average. That's good. Payout is not going to be $1,000. I know that. After the shipping and stuff, it is not. It's going to be a little over 800. Yeah. But it's a good chunk that's still gone. I want 1,000. I shoot for 1,000. And I kind of have myself to blame for this because, the the going through all the different things I got of all the scrapping that I need to do, the micro scrapping, that added up, and then I had to take time to organize and get my own new containers. So as someone, a couple people have wrote, not in these, but in my live streams usually, that are like, yeah, your first time when you're going there and you're realizing on how you have to organize, you're spending more time doing that because you have to figure out what containers you need for what and where, and a lot of stuff you're not familiar with on how to take apart. So it's going to take more time to do that. And someone even wrote like, well, if you're live streaming and you're talking to people, that's taken away from your so it's still, I probably have 30 plus hours combined in my first time micro scrapping for like $133. I could have probably gotten like $3, $4, $5 more if I would have sorted a little better. But it's free money for stuff that I was doing otherwise doing nothing. So that is going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. I'll go with this foreign language DVD. I don't know what it is. I think I just hand typed the title and looked to see if there were any DVDs out there. And I was trying to, and maybe the title itself does sell for $15, $20. And to me, if I was paying $1.50, yeah, I'd get it. And then get it back home and start looking it up more. So that's why some things that I mentioned, some of the books I was putting away, I said in sourcing videos, when I got them, I was like, oh, this is a $40 book. And I get to actually listing it, and it's $75, whatever, what have you, or where I'm pricing it at. So your basic or your cursory kind of look up when you're out and about, most of the time that's going to ring true for what you're going to list it for. A lot of the time when you get home and you start looking stuff up, like this one here, I just typed in 6-sided star, this for this example, like, oh, it does sell. Bring it home, and I'm like, oh, can I get more for it? How could I get more for it? This is it is a 1984. But it's just there's not a lot of these, no matter which printings they are, there's just not a lot of them. So take that extra time. Be a little more diligent about what you're looking for, because what you're going to spend 2 minutes to find out it's worth something, or you're going to spend those 2 minutes and find out that it's not. And you learn along the way. All right, so tell me thinking going up, comment down below, subscribe, share. Those are all free. They help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about physical media and selling it on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.